choices we make. 아이고야. 아이고야. 죄송해요. 알람을 마치고 제가 책 읽을 준비가 제대로 안 됐네요. 자, 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. 죄송해요. Okay. The internal clock. It's the regulation of circadian rhythms. The word circadian was coined by scientists in the 1950s from the Latin words circa, approximately, and day of day. A rhythm that operates in a cycle of around 24 hours. Predicting when the sun will rise allows the brain to release wake-up chemicals such as resin, dopamine, and norepinephrine, and the suppressed drowsiness chemicals such as melatonin, adenosine, and GABA that might make us want to roll over and go back to sleep. The inner clock lets us wake up in the morning, refreshed and ready to go. Biological clocks evolved early in evolutionary history when most cells were light-sensitive and activity synchronized with the light-dark cycles. The clocks are wired into the genes. Plants use photosensitive intercellular clocks to detect the length of days. Biological clocks help plants prepare for the sunlight by raising their leaves, tilting them toward the sun, and preparing their internal factories to perform photosynthesis and converting the sunlight into the nutrients. So much so that when tissue from the biological clocks in young animals has been transplanted into the old animals, the older animals live longer. The master clock, an input system that takes in information from the environment consisting of cues such as light, dark cycles, and food consumption that are received via peripheral oscillators. A central master oscillator or clock that keeps track of the time the input advances and can generate consistent rhythmic signal. To regulate them, we evolved a master clock. In humans, this is located within the hypothalamus. It's a structure called a suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. The developmental science approach seeks to understand the interaction between genes, culture, and opportunity. Biological clocks are a fascinating example of this. Biological clock. They function by taking input from the environment, primarily light, but also your eating schedule and your own activity cycle, which are influenced by culture. Light, whether it arrives the rising sun or the little blue light on your cell phone charger, can turn particular genes on and off, changing the timing of when they are produced and potentially influencing a biological clock and our circadian rhythms. Daylight or lack of it can speed up or slow down your circadian rhythms. All of these interact with your own aging process in a variety of ways. Here's just an example: light. And blue light in particular is necessary to program the biological clock. Cataracts, in which accompany aging, are yellow, and so that they tend to block blue light. Consequently, cataracts restrict the amount of blue light that reaches the retina, and in turn diminish important neuronal signaling to the pineal gland and SCN. In some cases, cataract surgery has restored sleep quality to older adults by allowing more blue light during the day, and thus to restoring a healthy melatonin release schedule. But blue light near bedtime, such as from the cell phone, alarm clock, or computer, can stimulate the pineal gland and make it more difficult to fall asleep. When you eat, how much you exercise, and how much you sleep are important. But in the past few years, neuroscientists and chronologists People who study biological clocks and have come to understand that when you eat, when you exercise, and when you sleep may be just as important. This is particularly true of all adults. As you probably know, people differ in terms of the time of the day when they're most fresh and alert. In popular parlance, I am an early bird, my wife is a night owl. We have a different chronotypes. Different chronotypes have a genetic basis, but they also interact with environment and experience. Years of staying up late consistently and exposure to blue light beyond the sundown can cause changes in the gene expression that shifts in the chronotype at the genetic level. But this doesn't always happen. A great many shifts workers live in a conflict with their inherent chronotype, and this is responsible for accidents, depression, and loss of productivity. Dark solid line and core body temperature starts rising at nighttime and low approximately 36.5 Celsius in about 3 hours before the awakening, and teenagers experiencing a particular shift in their sleep schedules for reasons we don't fully understand, but then related to the sudden influx in pubertal hormones. Aging clock. As we age, the signaling in and from the CN decreases. Part of this signal deficiency is usually loss or degradation of the nervous system's mammalian shift, and a part due to an overall age-related depletion of neurochemicals and hormones. This is partly why adults can have trouble getting to sleep, wake up at 5 in the morning, and wander the dinner at 5:30 in the afternoon. Lost the master clock accounts for changes in sleep, waking, and eating cycles. Some evidence indicates that the problem, in fact, with the integrity of neuron and the CN itself, transplanting the young tissue into the CN of hamsters improved and a clock synchrony of aging hamsters and increased their lifespan. This suggests that a good circadian rhythm may be related to longevity. But vulnerability of the aging clock, and it offers directions from longevity increasing research. A phase advances as they age, and people are more likely to become morning types as they age. Degradation of vasopressin signaling is responsible for 40 years of age. Degradation of vasopressin signaling is responsible for increased fragmentation of the sleep-wake activity cycle and for disrupting of core body temperature rhythms and more frequent urination, all leading to first quality and quantity, resulting in an increase in daytime drowsiness. The functioning of the biological clock is disrupted to an even greater degree in dementia. Post-mortem studies in dementia patients in the brain show sharp degradation of the hypothalamus SCN. These affects more than just in eating and sleeping. There is more the time of the day, a function alertness, and in performance that becomes sharply emphasized when we age. Adults in after age 60 or so begin to show performance and differences in a range of neuropsychological tests, memory, problem solving, spatial intelligence and reasoning, fine motor coordination, and athletic performance. Test them in the morning and they're normal. Test them in the mid to late afternoon and they show reduced performance. The time point is variable. It could be age 50, 60, 70, or 80, depending on the interaction of genes and culture and environment. Disrupted and circadian rhythms within a clearly identifiable external cause are an early warning signal of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and Huntington's disease, chronic inflammation, and the cancers. Reparative disturbance in circadian rhythm, particularly from frequent time shift and the irregular exposure to light, have not implanted in a variety of disease, including metabolic syndrome, immune deficiencies, and bone and muscle weaknesses. Cardiovascular disease and cancer shorten the lifespan. One of the most well-known functions in a biological clock is to control the release of melatonin to promote sleep. Your body makes less melatonin. When you are young, the biological clock is more flexible, malleable, and it can react to environmental changes quickly. As we get older, resetting the biological clock can take much longer. Phase advances and shift to then waking up earlier and are going to bed earlier than usual, and more difficult for older adults to recover from. Phase delays and show no difference between older and younger adults. The cold weather can also cause us to overeat. Sleep hygiene, sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene. If you sleep deprived, which refers just not to the amount of sleep you've gotten over the past few days, but also to the quality of that sleep, you will tend to notice post-lunch dip more, and you will notice it even more as you age. Sleep hygiene involves avoiding the bright lights and before sleep, sleeping in a completely dark room, get blackout curtains if you need to, and are going to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Now that we know about these circadian rhythms, this makes sense, and your biological clock is actually you to go to sleep at a certain point within a 24-hour cycle. It adjusts your core body temperature, slows digestion, releases melatonin, represses dopamine, and oversees dozens of other regulations. If you go to sleep later than usual, these cycles are a little out of sync with the fact that you're sleeping. Sleep quality is impaired. Diet is important too. Eating within 2 hours of bedtime can decouple the central circadian rhythms from those in the liver, stomach, and intestine. What you eat can also be a factor. Alcohol is known to disrupt sleep cycles and circadian rhythms, and a high-fat diet tend to advance of the clock. A practical implication of this is that if you need to stay up late, eat fatty foods like those pictured on virtually every late-night TV commercial. Light therapy and melatonin treatments are the most effective means of resulting in a circadian clock, especially in the age. They are also effective in people with Alzheimer's-related or mild cognitive impairment. It's possible that these treatments may also prevent and delay the onset of Alzheimer's disease itself. Melatonin treatment, cognitive performance improved, and agitated behavior was reduced. You may also heard of a seasonal affective disorder, which causes mood and concentration disturbances, and is triggered by the shorter, greater days of the day. Melatonin levels tend to rise about 14 hours after waking. If you get 8 hours in sleep every night and wake up at 6 a.m., that means your melatonin levels will naturally rise around 8 p.m. and you will start to get sleep and go to bed in 2 hours, and after that around 10 p.m. If it takes about an hour for a melatonin pill to be absorbed into your bloodstream, that means you're taking one about 3 hours before bedtime. The next most effective treatment after light treatment and then melatonin is mostly late afternoon or early evening exercise like going out for a walk. The combination of all three is the best. Caffeine. Caffeine is one of the most widely consumed and mild altering substances in the world. For many people, it enhances wakefulness, alertness, and focus, and can assist in establishing or changing circadian rhythms, particularly when crossing the time zone. At the beginning of the clock, I introduced the concept of health span versus disease span. The amount of time you are able to avoid declining health and live fully productive, self-sufficient life. There is an parallel concept called productivity span that can apply not just in an arc of your life, but also to the arc of a single day. There are times of the day when you're at your best and other times when you're not. The most obvious explanation for this is that there are individual differences among athletes and differences in the demands of an sport versus in sport. I've told you on the ways in which effectiveness in overeating, exercise, and sleep, maintaining optimal health and vigor, and dependent on our body's natural rhythms. Yes, very important. You can see that in connected dots, circadian rhythms and their decoupling can cause problems, especially in the old age. When our bodies are less resilient, in the next 3 chapters, we double collect on these 3 key importance of daily lives and reveal more of what we know about optimizing and tweaking them to give us a maximum benefit. Now my BS dictator is kicking in. Writing best-selling books does not make you an authority, and in fact, the tomatoes are good for you, especially when cooked. As is shown in solid peer-reviewed studies, and glycogen can contain decrease in the risk of prostate and breast cancer, and heart disease and osteoporosis, and other chronic diseases. Now my PS data is going haywire. Performing surgeries, whether it's 1 or 10,000, does it give you any scientific data on what people should eat? By the end of the eye, we learned that he is in a second line of supplements he created. Every 10 years or so, it seems that scientists have a completely different view on what we should and we shouldn't eat to promote longevity and health. The meatless diet, no fat diet, no carbohydrates diet, the all carb diet, the paleo diet. First, fat was the enemy, then sugar, then carbs, which break it down into sugars. You'd be forgiven for thinking that scientists don't know what they're talking about. The problem here is to do with economics and understanding properly applying the scientific methods. Most of what we know or think we know about food and health comes with observation, studies, and samples and convenience, not proper experiments. The scientific problem is that people who eat different foods and may have other differences as well that we are not keeping track of. Different tendencies to exercise or not, sleep duration, attitudes, medicine, hydration, different daily stresses endured. Some has to just lost their job, others just had their first child, others is a heroin addict, and others a professional athlete, and so on and so forth. This goes in a core theme of personal psychology and the individual differences versus generalization and neuroscience allows. What you would really want is to be able to take people who are identical in every lifestyle metric and then tell them exactly what to eat, putting that one bit of completely under experimental control. We infer that smoking is bad, but it is not been shown in controlled experiments in humans, just rodents and monkeys. Similarly, we infer that saturated fats and sugar is bad, but we don't have controlled experiments that prove it. So the history of dietary research has been hobbled by the lack of controlled experiments and by very real possibility that there are individual differences in the ways that people metabolize food nutrients, the glucose metabolism, the activity of the lipoprotein lipase, an enzyme that promotes fat storage versus fat oxidation, and the genetic factors. What is clear is that there is no data yet to help clinicians match patients in food metabolic genotype to an optimally beneficial diet. The new field of nutrigenomics promises to fill with this gap. But these gaps don't mean that we know nothing. The last 15 years of research have moved us closer to the goal of understanding how diet affects health, well-being, and longevity. Our digestive systems are today's product of tens of thousands of years of hominid evolution. Our ancestors in the Paleolithic age, Paleolithic age, about 50,000 years ago, subsisted by the gathering plants and fishing and hunting or scavenging wild animals. As a result, that was primarily limit: fish, fruits, vegetables, roots, eggs, and nuts. This is so-called the Paleolithic diet or paleo diet. This diet is based on the fact that we have not yet evolved to eat high amounts of sugar, salt, and saturated animal fats that are in the typical animal diet, American diet. Those are products of technology and industrial food production that our bodies, our genetics, have not yet caught up to. Although terms such as purify, detoxify, and energize may sound impressive, and they are generally used to cover a lack of scientific proof. There are only a few known toxins, for example, lead, and these treatments do nothing to remove them. May also advise us and consumers and beware and testimonials. Any thoughts from individuals who have used a product with no substitute for evidence from scientific research. If the products claim that are backed up with hard evidence, the purveyor would say so, pointing you to peer-reviewed scientific studies. Just remember, the polluted anecdote is not data. In other words, an anecdote is simply an observation or a story that comes from uncontrolled conditions. True scientific data comes from a systematic attempt to isolate valuable and document conditions and observe trends in over a large number of cases. The diet group, but not the control group, is just quit smoking, exercise more, and attach stress management counseling. The people in the control group were told to do none of those things, as a Scientific American reported. It's hardly surprising that quitting smoking, exercising, reducing stress, and dieting, when done together, improving heart health. But the fact that I have the participants in making all of these lifestyle changes means that we cannot make any differences about an effective diet alone. I feel so hungry. I need some food, I think. Oh my gosh. Antioxidants, when atom molecule and ion has an unfair electron, it is unstable. It is called a free radical. Free radicals are produced all the time in the cell to convert glucose to energy. But damage to the mitochondria, subunit of the cell found inside of the cells of your body, can also lead to an increased production of free radicals, and so can consuming certain substances such as fried foods, alcohol, tobacco smoke, and pesticides and air pollutants. Free radicals, because they're unstable, can cause damage to the DNA and the cell members by grabbing their electrons during processing oxidation. Soon the whole of this has snowballing out of control. In the meantime, all of these molecules with the free radicals can perform their cell functions properly, and you can oxidative stress. Antioxidants often work by donating electrons to the free radical before it can damage our cell components. Once the electron and the free radical are paired, and the free radical is stabilized, and it becomes non-toxic. Oxidative stress is believed that it underlie a wide range of diseases, including cancer, diabetes, and neurological disorders such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease, as the shortened lifespan. No, I'm hungry. Out of energy. Oh my gosh. Okay. It causes high LDL levels and low density lipoprotein, the black cholesterol, and accumulation of plaque that can lead to heart disease. It even plays a role in the development of wrinkles. It has been known since the 1960s that free radicals accelerate at the aging process, and the reduction of the free radicals can delay aging. The big question is whether dietary interactions can mitigate any damage done by oxidation and free radicals. The matter is further confused by the fact that there is no universal agreement among scientists about which molecules and interactions which aren't. Okay, here's